Let me ask you something. Where exactly do you think English lives? In your mouth? In your vocabulary notebook? On your phone? Or does it live inside your mind? Not only as grammar rules and words, but as beliefs, fears, habits, and stories about what you can do and what you cannot do in this language. Today, we are not going to talk only about verbs and pronunciation. We are going to talk about something deeper. Your mental space. How you think about English. How you treat yourself when you make mistakes. What you expect from your progress. Because for many learners, the biggest barrier is not the language itself. It is a closed mind, a mind full of, I am bad at languages. I am too old. My accent is terrible. I will always translate. So this video is an invitation to open your mind for English, to create a more flexible, curious, and kind relationship with this language, so that learning feels less like a war and more like a journey you can actually enjoy. And before we begin, if you appreciate content that goes deeper than repeat after me and helps you change the way you think and feel about English, take a moment to like this video and subscribe. That simple action tells the platform and tells me to keep making real training for your brain, not just vocabulary lists. Now, Part 1. The hidden thoughts that block your English. Most learners focus on what app to use, what course to buy, what book to read. These are tools, important tools. But behind the tools, there is a voice inside your mind that comments on everything you do in English. Sometimes this voice says, "Good job, you are improving." But very often, it says, "You sound stupid. Other people are better. You should already be fluent. Why are you so slow?" This voice can quietly sabotage your progress. Because when you believe you are bad, you practice less, avoid speaking, and feel tired even before starting. Opening your mind for English begins with seeing this voice clearly. You're not trying to delete it. You're learning to talk back. Part 2. You're not good or bad at English. You're at a point on a path. We love labels: fluent, beginner, intermediate, and also good with languages, terrible with languages. But English is not a talent show. It is a path. Imagine a long road from zero English to advanced English. Every person is somewhere on that road. When you say, "I am bad at English," you are ignoring the fact that you are simply at one point on the path with the possibility to move step by step. Opening your mind means you change your sentences from "I am bad" to "I am at this level right now and I am learning." Instead of "I cannot do this," you say, "I cannot do this yet." That small word, yet, keeps the door open. Your brain responds differently when it hears possibility instead of final judgment. Part 3. Perfectionism. The silent enemy of fluency. Many learners have a secret rule. If I do not speak perfectly, I should stay quiet. So they wait, and wait, and wait. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect accent, the perfect sentence, and never give their imperfect English a chance to live. But here is the paradox. You only become more fluent by using your imperfect English. Perfectionism protects your ego but kills your progress. Opening your mind for English means accepting that mistakes are not proof of stupidity. They are signs of movement. You can practice a different rule. If I can communicate even 60% clearly, I will speak. Is it perfect? No. Is it progress? Yes. Part 4. The fear of judgment and how to shrink it. One of the biggest fears in English learning is not grammar. It is people. What will they think of my accent? What if I say something wrong? What if they laugh? This fear creates tension, and tension blocks your brain from accessing words easily. Let us look at this fear more realistically. First, most people are too busy thinking about themselves to spend much energy judging you. They are worried about their own image, their own problems. Second, people who truly want to communicate are usually grateful when you try in their language. Third, if someone does judge you or make fun of you, that says more about their immaturity than about your value. Opening your mind for English means you decide whose opinion matters. Your future self who is proud you practiced, or a random stranger who will forget you in 5 minutes. You can even say to yourself before speaking, I choose progress over perfection. I choose communication over fear. Part 5. Thinking in English. It begins smaller than you think. You probably heard. To be fluent, you must think in English. And then your brain says, but how? My thoughts are fast. English is slow. Thinking in English does not mean you must translate your deep emotions and philosophy immediately. It starts with small, simple sentences about everyday life. For example, you are in your kitchen. In your mind, instead of thinking in your native language, you say quietly, I am making coffee. This cup is blue. The spoon is on the table. You are walking on the street. I see a dog. The weather is cold today. I am going to work. This looks basic, almost childish. But it is training your mind to connect directly to English without always passing through translation. Your brain creates new pathways. Over time, think in simple thoughts in English becomes natural. Then you slowly add more complex ideas. Part 6. Input and output. What enters your mind and what leaves. Your English brain has two big doors. Input. What enters? Output. What leaves? Many learners have one door very open and the other almost closed. They spend hours with input, videos, series, podcasts, books, but they almost never practice output. Speaking, writing, then they say, I understand almost everything, but I cannot speak. Opening your mind for English means respecting both doors. You do not need to speak perfectly from day one, but you do need to give your mouth and your brain practice producing language. Even if it is only talking to yourself, recording audio, or writing short paragraphs about your day. Think of it like learning an instrument. You listen to music, input, but you also play the instrument, output, even if the sound is not beautiful yet. Part 7. Removing the school trauma from English. For many people, English is connected to school memories. Tests, read corrections, teachers who laughed, classmates who judged. This creates a heavy emotion around the language. Your brain associates English with pressure, embarrassment, boredom. Opening your mind for English often requires healing a little of this school trauma. How? First, separate school English from your English now. School English was about grades. Your English now is about communication and opportunities. Second, give yourself permission to learn English in ways that feel different from school. Songs, podcasts, games, conversations, YouTube. Third, when you feel old shame rising, remember, you are not that student anymore. You are an adult or a different person now, learning for your own reasons, not for a teacher's approval. Part 8. Curiosity instead of judgment. There's a powerful switch you can use inside your mind. Judgment, or curiosity. Judgment sounds like, I should already know this. This is too easy. This is too hard. I am stupid. Curiosity sounds like, oh, that is interesting. I did not know that. I wonder how native speakers say this. How can I express this idea with the English I have now? Both see the same reality. One attacks, one explores. Opening your mind for English means you practice curiosity on purpose. For example, you hear a new phrase. Judgment says, I will forget this. Too many things. Curiosity says, nice. Let me use this phrase once today in a sentence. You read a text and do not understand a sentence. Judgment says, see, I am terrible. Curiosity says, okay, this part is difficult. What is one word I can look up to make it clearer? Curiosity reduces fear. Fear reduces learning. Part 9. Micro habits for an open English mind. Opening your mind is not only about big realizations. It is also about small daily habits that train your brain gently. Here are some micro habits you can use. Habit 1. 1 minute of English thinking per day. Choose one moment each day to describe what you are doing in simple English in your mind. Only 1 minute. Habit 2. 1 sentence of self-encouragement in English after practice. After you watch a video, do an exercise, or read a page, say to yourself in English, I am learning. I am a little better than yesterday. It feels small, but you are training your inner voice to support you, not attack you. Habit 3. 1 tiny speaking moment per day. Record a short audio for yourself. 10 seconds. Talking about what you did today, what you will do, or one thing you learned. Do not judge your accent. Just let English pass through your mouth. Habit 4. 1 curiosity question per day. Ask yourself, how would I say this thought in English? Choose a thought. Try. If you do not know, look it up. You are building a bridge between your inner world and English. Part 10. Comparing yourself. The dangerous game. Social media makes it very easy to compare. You see someone speaking fluently. You think, I will never be like that. You see a younger person with great English. You see, I am too old. But you never see everything. You do not see their hours of practice, their years of exposure, their environment. Comparing often creates shame, and shame makes you hide. Opening your mind for English means you change how you compare. You can compare yourself today not with others, but with yourself 3 months ago. Can you understand more now? Do you know more words? Do you feel a little less fear when you speak? These small differences are your real indicators of progress. Part 11. Identity. Who are you in English? We do not have only one identity. We have variations. The you in your native language. The you in English. Many learners feel that their English self is smaller, more quiet, less funny, less intelligent. So they say, in English, I am boring. In English, I am not myself. But remember, your English self is like a younger version of you, a child learning to speak. Opening your mind means treating your English self with patience. You do not insult a child for not speaking like an adult. You support and encourage. You can consciously bring parts of your true personality into English, even with limited vocabulary. If you are curious, be curious in English. Ask simple questions. If you are funny, make simple jokes even if they are basic. Your English does not need perfect grammar to carry your real energy. Part 12. A simple plan to train your mind this month. Let us turn these ideas into a concrete plan for 1 month. Week 1. Observe your inner voice. Every time you study or speak English, notice what you say to yourself. Write down negative sentences like, I am slow. I sound bad. At night, rewrite each one in a kinder way. I am learning slowly, but I am consistent. My accent is different, but people can understand me. Week 2. Practice microthinking. Choose 2 moments each day to think aloud in simple English in your mind. Describe your actions and surroundings. Keep it short. Week 3. Add tiny output. Record 1 short audio message per day, only for yourself, talking about your day or one idea. Do not delete it. Store it. At the end of the week, listen to the first and the last recordings. Notice small changes. Week 4. Choose curiosity. When you meet a difficulty in English, ask a curiosity question. What can I learn here? What small part of this can I understand now? Write 1 thing you learned each day. It could be a phrase, a rule, or an insight about yourself. This is not a heavy plan. It is gentle. It is about training your mind to be more open, more active, and more kind with your English. As we move toward the end, remember, English is not just outside of you. It lives inside your mind as beliefs, habits, and emotions. When your mind is closed, English feels like a punishment. When your mind opens, English becomes a tool, a bridge, a way to connect with more people, ideas, and opportunities. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to speak like a native. You need a mind that is willing to play, to make mistakes, to think new thoughts, and to see yourself not as a bad student, but as a human being who is learning one of the most useful skills in the world. If this video helped you see your own mind more clearly in your English journey, take a moment to like this video and subscribe. And in English, write in the comments. What is one limiting thought you have about your English, and what is a more open, kind version of that thought? Maybe I am terrible at English becomes I am still learning English, and I am better than I was last year. I will never think in English becomes I am starting to think simple thoughts in English, and they will grow with time. Put your new thought into words, because the more you open your mind for English, the more English can enter, grow, and become not just a subject you study, but a living part of who you are when you talk, dream, and move through the world.